It's me. Hi, orchid lovers. Welcome back. And I hear every other topic, but I would like to talk about a topic that you haven't heard, or maybe you have. Let's find out. Phalaenopsis. Okay, so this is buying tips. Do not buy. Well, I can't tell you what to do. You can do what you want. But do you ever go to the store and like see a Phalaenopsis? The flowers look pretty, but bad news is the root tips are green. The good news is the root tips are green. The bad news is it's planted in moss. Well, from my experience, do not buy orchids planted in moss without some kind of bark chips. You can find bark chips. This is bark chips. It's a fine bark chips, but this was my $12.99 Phalaenopsis orchid that I purchased from Safeway, believe it or not, and it was planted in bark chips. I will tell you one thing. This is the most healthiest root system that I've ever seen. I don't know if you can see the green. Okay, so there you go. Look at those green root tips. And the media is not even decayed yet. But I'm going to repot it just because it's like overcrowded in its pot. And it's out of flower. And I'd rather do it while it's out of flower than in flower. And it had gorgeous blooms. I bought this guy here for $5 because he was $5, but he was planted in moss. And look at that. Now he has fully recovered. 5 months later, we have green root tips. Oh, and his roots, he had 5 roots and maybe this long, and I literally had to stake him up, but again planted in moss. And then this guy I got the flea market. Now he is about 7 months old. He had these pretty little yellow flowers, and 7 months up until last week he was still blooming harsh. I do have a picture of him. He's the yellow Phalaenopsis that I have, I think, on my tour picture flower on my video. He was planted in moss. And yeah, look at that. Isn't that horrible? He is almost fully recovered as well. I haven't watered him yet, but he's dry. He's due for water, but all green root tips. And he took 6 months and has never let me down once in the journey of recovery. So that is my success rate, and that's what I say. A little love goes a long way. Yes, we see them planted in moss. Yes, they're to die for. Yes, they're cheap. But if you do that, you are going to have problems. And those were my success story. These are not my success story. These were planted in moss, and they never did fully recover. Yeah, I tried my best with this guy, and that guy, and that guy, and then they just end up in the corner outside because it's still warm outside, begging for help. Otherwise, they're in my house in the corner, and that's where they go. They don't flower, they don't do nothing, and I pray for them to recover every day. But like I said, they're all in big pots and had to be grown in small pots because their roots rotten to death because they were planted in moss. So if you want to buy an orchid that is going to last you and you don't have the headache of that, look for bark chips. Look for bark chips. Purchase an orchid that is already planted in bark. saves on the pest and saves on your root rots and fungal diseases and all kinds of stuff. Yeah, okay, there's going to be occasion must-have, I understand. But just by choice, if you want to buy a Phalaenopsis and you don't know much about orchids in beginner stage, just buy one with bark chips. They'll last a long time. And I'm going to do a quick update. Well, I never started talking about him. But this is my vanilla bean orchid. Bill, if you're watching, you have this same one. He is about 4 months old and looks pretty sad. He's planted from the moss, 50% and 50% bark, and he still hasn't recovered. I was thinking about doing a little orchid hospital. I'm not sure yet, but I'm gonna give that a shot. But thanks for watching, and yeah, that's my Phalaenopsis don't buy a moss orchid topic. Anyways, take care. Bye.